Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, 7:30 in the AM. In the AM. Yes, this is smooth jazz. Not really. All right. I have my coffee. Where's yours? I see that Evelyn is here. She has her coffee. Thanks, love. All right. One of the first things that I want to talk about today, the topic at hand, don't sleep. And what do I mean by don't sleep? I'm talking about Keto Palooza tickets. Last year, we were talking about Keto Palooza and getting your tickets in September, August, July. I don't think tickets are going to last that long this year. So if you are planning to go, think you're going to go, make sure to get your tickets as soon as you possibly can, because I have a inkling that they are going so much faster than last year. The pre-sale tickets, the tickets that were sent out to all people that had been before, or the ones that went last year, sold out in sub 24 hours. That was 100 tickets of the 350 tickets that were going to be available, gone. I imagine that we're probably somewhere with probably 200 tickets left, maybe less. I don't know if Autumn and Richard are going live at 9:30 this morning, but I imagine we're going to get consistent updates and how fast they're going. That's just one thing that I wanted to touch on today. Don't sleep. Get your tickets. Just because I know how much fun this event is, I make nothing from this. I get nothing for promoting this outside of ensuring that all my friends are there to spend the weekend with me. Realistically, that's what I want. I got my ticket at like 2:30 in the morning when they went on sale. I just happened to be awake and I was like, I better snag that ticket. And I'm so glad that I did, because if I missed out on this event, I would be heartbroken. Heartbroken for sure, because I want to see each and every one of your smiling faces. Evelyn, I met her last year. She was just adorable. She made everybody bracelets and she was so, open and honest, and it's just amazing. Shelly was there. I think I met her. Sherry Lynn, maybe. I don't know. I met so many amazing people. I can't keep it all straight. 350 people in a room is a lot. Over the like, if you meet 100 people a day, you're gonna forget some. And I mean, that breaks my heart, because if I meet people, I want to remember them. I mean, I try to make sure I know everybody's names in here. Anybody that comes in that's in here on a regular basis, I try to make sure I know all of your names. And yeah, that was just a whirlwind of, I mean, it feels like 25 minutes. It really, really does. That's why I'm going early. I'm going to get in on Thursday night. I have my hotel booked for Thursday night. I am planning to do the Brazilian steakhouse with James and Emily and anybody else who is interested. I'm not in charge of that. I'm not sure who's going to be in charge of that. I'm sure someone will take the lead, but I am going to be saving my pennies. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to do that. So, yeah. Let's see. Shelly is here. Thank you so much, dear, for being here. I appreciate you. Sherry is here. She says, we'll be listening on my way to work, at least if my BFF doesn't call me. I know exactly how that is. John Gugahan is here, and I so apologize that you weren't able to join us on Friday night. So if you guys didn't know, Cindy invited me and James and Emily on to talk Friday night because Sana was going to be out of town handling her kid's birthday. They were going out of town for that, and so we decided to help her out by going live. And as you know, if anybody is following Ready Said Keto, they've been kind of taking some time off, but they took some time and sat down and talked. And Mr. Gugahan was looking forward to hearing Emily say Gugahan. So, yeah. Okay, Shari says she's never been to KPL but would love to go. Go. I think with discounts, you can get a ticket before taxes and fees, those glorious taxes and fees, for $200. split a room with somebody. I'm got the room that I got. I got a two queen room on the west tower, which is the side of the building which the event is on. So basically, you come down from that elevator and you're right there where the event is, and it's a glorious, quick thing. It's easy. You can just kind of pop on the elevator, go up to your room, take a little bit of break, kind of recharge your social batteries. That's what like I had to do. Um, it's not cheap. The room for like Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, checking out Sunday is like $700. But they think that's going to be maybe with the parking fees. Ugh, $30 a night for parking. Last year they were doing $15 for parking if you're part of an event. This year they're not doing that. So that's just one of the things that I want to make sure that I am going to be talking about until it sells out. And then once it sells out, then we'll be talking about it because I kind of feel like we're hurrying up to wait. That's where the thumbnail comes in for today's talk. Hurry up and wait. That's KPL in a nutshell. Hotel book, ticket purchased, hurry up and wait. And yeah, that's where we're at. October is going to be a while. Evelyn says, it's the one and only event Dr. Barry said he's going to this year because he's taking a conference break to spend more time with family. I thought he was going to be at Low Carb for Better Health because it's like down the street from his house, but I could be wrong. I do believe I am having, um, let me check. I think I'm having, let me see who my guest is next Saturday. We'll find out here in a second as soon as things load for me. The internet is being extra special this morning. All right. We may see a slight bump out of here when I'm trying to go back to the internet. So just give me a second. Let's see how that. Now it did it. There we go. Now we're back. All right. Okay. So I have Monday. So tomorrow night, I have a special Monday episode of Saturday Sit Down with Sana. Thursday, I'm going to be on Low Carb Lounge live stream, Shander and myself. And then Saturday, I sit down with Sean from Intentional Carnivore. So the following Saturday is going to be Amanda Decker from Low Carb for Better Health. So if you're interested in that, make sure to stop by and check that out. We'll be talking with her. We'll go over all the wonderful details of that fabulous little event. I went last year. It was awesome. I haven't made the Tuesday live stream thing yet, but that's coming. After this, I'll make that while I'm involved with the weather's Sunday morning. So let's take a look and see what we've got here. Let's see. Shelly says, this will be my 5th year at KPL. Best event out there for community, hands down. I bought my ticket at 4 a.m. Yes, we met last year. Lindy, Rashana, and I will be there again. Excellent. Excellent. Shari says, money-wise, can't swing it this year. I'm already planning on spending a few days in Hocking Hills this summer. Okay. I think for us, I think we may be going on family vacation, leaving Monday after KPL. So the KPL I'll be gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, drive home Sunday at afternoon, evening, pack to leave right Monday morning to go out. I think we may be going to Alabama. I'm not sure. We're supposed to be maybe going to Miami sometime soon too to visit Shander's parents. So we might go on a couple of vacations this year. I'm going to be getting a part-time job, hopefully help pay for some of that. Cindy. I was just talking about you, talking about your live stream that James and Emily and I did on Friday. It was very much fun. I love when my phone inserts random words. My phone changes everything. My weight loss life. Good morning. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I don't know if I've seen you here before or not. If I have, I apologize. I try to keep a mental tab or tally of everybody who comes and checks out and hangs out with me in the mornings. But my brain is squishy and it forgets things sometimes. Evelyn says he may be at that one and he's going to a conference in London, but he's decreased his schedule by a lot this year. Well, that's the thing is I think that he doesn't necessarily get paid for those as well. I don't believe he gets paid to attend those. He gets like free tickets. So him being at KPL, he gets a KPL ticket. I think he has to pay for his own hotel and his own travel. At least that's what I'm told. I don't know how true that is. But that's what I would take him at his word. But most of the people don't get paid to be or in attendance at these events. Good morning, Jasmine. Thank you for being here. All right. So the the title of this is "Don't Sleep." Again, that is in reference to the tickets for KPL, as we've already discussed, but also kind of like how I was. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night for some reason. Might be okay. So Costco has started carrying the Magic Spoon cereal, and I got some, and I had a big bowl of it last night, and I just didn't sleep so good last night. So yeah, keep that in mind. I have my coffee, and I'll probably take a nap later today because it's Sunday, and I'll take a nap. Mm, I have things to do. I have videos I need to make. I have to keep my promise to Evelyn and make the video on how I ended a fast, the 7-day fast I did to start the year. I need to record that, get that edited and up. I'm also working on a lot of videos. I'm working on videos in regards to body positivity. I'm working on videos for electrolytes, um, all kinds of stuff. Tons and tons of videos. I want to get some recipe videos out there. A lot of things that I want to work on. Finding the time. Like I said, this week is going to be live stream crazy because I've got a live stream right now. I've got a live stream tomorrow night. We have our Tuesday night live stream. I have a friend's live stream later on Tuesday. So 2 live streams on Tuesday. I don't think I have any live streams on Wednesday. I may have 2 live streams on Monday, actually. I think I'm going to be on a buddy's live stream at 5. And then I have sauna on at 6. So I will be leaving that the 5 o'clock live stream early to get on there with sauna. Then 2 live streams on Tuesday. I don't believe we have any live streams on Wednesday. That could change. I have 2 live streams on Thursday. I have the Rock and Roll Rowdies at 3 p.m. And then I'm going to be on the Low Carb Lounge with Greg and Aaron and a couple of other folks on Thursday night with Chandra. And then I don't think I have any live streams on Friday. Then I have Saturday, Sunday. I have, like I said, Sean from Intentional Carnivore. We're going to be on Sunday or Saturday, and then you'll be back with me, coffee in hand, for Sunday. That's going to be a busy week for me. Hopefully, I can get some other content done. We'll see how that goes. I've been slacking hardcore on that. Oh, but I did kind of get a new mount set up here. If you can see this, it'll come into frame, right? My camera, so I can film videos much easier. Tuck that out of the way. Because that's one of the problems is coming in, having things set up, ready to go. I can just do it. We have some products to review. Fahad over at um, KG Foods or KG, is it KG Foods? Yes, KG Foods. Used to be Keto Geek, now it's just KG Foods. Sent us over a large container of his they're like Nutella type product. I'm going to try that out, see how we like it. So be on the lookout for that. Um, I am an affiliate for KG Foods. They make the little energy pods. It would be cool if we could get him out to Keto Palooza So all of you could try those. It'd be pretty awesome. I do have a channel for my music stuff, but there's nothing on it right now. I have a logo. I have music. I paid a buddy to write music and record it for me. I paid someone to create a logo for me. It's all created and ready to go, just sitting there idle. Because what I want to do and what YouTube will allow me to do, two different things. And I don't necessarily have the time right now. Um, I am on multiple streams a week. Like I said, my buddy Brian, he has a channel, that 70s rock fan channel, where we talk about music and movies on that channel on Mondays. Sometimes I'm on there, not every Monday. My buddy Nick, 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser, he has a channel on Tuesday nights. We do Toxic Tuesdays, where we talk about movies. Toxic started off with 80s action movies like Arnold Schwarzenegger and all that stuff. And then I am on the Thursday Rock and Roll Rowdy channel, where we talk with the Rock and Roll Rowdies, um, about their careers in tour management, tour accounting, being roadies in the 70s, 80s, 90s, working with some of the world's largest bands. This Thursday, we just talked with a gentleman named Michael Springer. He was telling us that when he was 9 years old, his mother was on a TV show, and I have to go back and I can't remember the name of the TV show. They lived in California. She was on a TV show, and it was nothing for like her mom to have like Janis Joplin over or Sly Stone, and he was upset. He said he was very upset because they would come over and partake in all the entertainment things that they would partake in those times, and he wanted a home like Leave It to Beaver. So you can look on the outside looking in, going, "Man, you had Janis Joplin at your house, you had Sly Stone at your house, and you wanted it to be Leave It to Beaver." And all of us kind of growing up, normal suburbanite, like, kids in the, we would like, I mean, granted, if I was 8, I probably wouldn't care who Janis Joplin was, but you get the idea. But that's the cool stuff. I just love having those stories and being involved in that. And um, we'll see what's going on with that. There may be a TV show coming out of that. I probably will not be involved in that. Um, Maybe something going with Netflix, with the Rowdies coming up in the next year or two. I know that one of them is going to be flying out to be doing some teaser stuff for Netflix. So we'll see how that comes out. Um, but yeah, so I hope that they do a lot of cool stuff, because they have a story that deserves to be heard, and they're not really getting that on YouTube right now. So Pam Smith is here. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you very much. I ran across a new channel as well. Let me see if I can find that. Um, Let me see if I can find what I was looking at here. A channel that I was looking at, it should have been, oh, it was a different channel. I can't think of what her name was, but she had a video where she was making an element clone. I think I may do the same thing, but I'm going to make that video very short. Hers was like a 20-minute video. I think I can condense that down to 5 to like sub 10 minutes. Um, because I think that would be something that if you are someone like me that does like unflavored electrolytes, and just having the ability to make them and have them around as much as you want and not spend the money. I mean, I know I'm an affiliate with with Keto Chow and Salty. So if you're looking for flavored electrolytes, they also have an unflavored as well. But you can buy them, but I'm also going to show you how to make them be more in line with Element and Salty. Um, so because I like having them and all that fun stuff. So, good morning, Diane. Thank you for being here. What is it that you saw but haven't watched it yet? Let me know about that. Yeah, we still need to try. We have 6 flavors we haven't tried yet, so Shannon and I are going to be making shorts. We've just been having trouble, like, because we have our granddaughter 5 days a week, and she has been feeling sick. She had strep throat, and so she's been kind of extra clingy, and it just to film shorts, you gotta have quiet, and you gotta be able to film it quickly and put it all together, so that's a little bit of a challenge, so we haven't had a chance to do that yet, but I promise you, you'll know how we feel about every flavor. We tried 2 flavors on our video releasing those, and then I did in my 7-day fast series. There was 3 videos, 4 videos in that series. One of those videos, I did try the salty unflavored, and I gave it a thumbs up because it doesn't taste salty. It didn't taste bad. I didn't have to like choke it down. At least not for me anyway. I found it to be a very enjoyable, pleasant experience. So let's see what we've got here. I met a new friend that is one of my subs yesterday. We had been talking for a while. She and her husband came to our house. You have some cojones, dear. Um, I don't know. I mean, very few people have been to our house. I mean, we went and got a PO box just because, Um, it's just, I mean, I guess it's a different situation with us. We've got a granddaughter here, and we don't necessarily want her involved with all of this because she can't make that choice on her own. They had a great time. They got tickets for KPL. That's awesome. And you said they're coming to um, the March meetup. Oh, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah, so I'm gonna be trying that I'm gonna be making that. I just gotta get all the stuff. I have the sodium, I have the potassium. I think I need to I the magnesium I got in powder form isn't the one I want. I want to get magnesium malate. And yeah, so hopefully I can get some of that. But yeah, so um one question I have for you guys, when I post things in the community tab, the only way that I know that people are seeing stuff is if it's liked, if I get a thumbs up. And I post a lot of stuff there. Sometimes it's maybe pertinent or relevant to the channel. Sometimes it's me sharing out a friend's thing. If I have a friend that does artwork and things like that. I also share out other channels. Um, so I'm kind of curious how you all feel about that. Is that something that you're interested in? Because I like to share out channels like I shared out yesterday. A couple of different things that Mel has made from Cook with Mel. She's an amazing keto channel. She does all kinds of really awesome recipes. She's just come out with a keto puff pastry and a keto croissant. And I was watching and interacting with her live last night while they were making the croissant. So I shared that out with everybody. I just kind of curious of how you all like or pay attention to the community tab. Do you see it? Because there's a lot of information there that I don't have. I think I maybe can dig into my analytics and see who sees it, maybe. But I mean, without a thumbs up, I don't necessarily know if how the numbers necessarily. So I'm always a little curious about that. John says, I found the salty flavors to be hit or miss for me. Some I really liked, some were, I reordered the Coco Loco and the Stoked Mango. Okay, so yeah, like for us, the lime flavor, like the citrusy lime, was not good. There was something in there just didn't sit right with us. We liked the caramel. I loved the unflavored because the unflavored for me is important when I'm doing fasting. I'm looking forward to the stoked mango. Mango is one of my favorite. I mean, obviously, it's like a fakey mango flavor. I love a mango flavor. Hopefully, I like it. And there's other flavors that I'm hoping I like as well. So keep sharing. Okay. Yeah, like I said, it's just one of those things like I can post and post and I just don't get a lot of feedback, so I just wanted to talk to you and see what you thought because I mean, engagement is a driver for me to continue. Like if I put a video out and nobody watches it, I won't make a video like that again type thing. You understand? or if I was doing lives and nobody showed up, then I probably stopped doing them. Um, so yeah, like I said, I can probably dig into analytics somewhere inside YouTube and see how many eyeballs are on it. But so if you guys want to hit the like button when you see those, let me know so I can see who's seeing them. Um, because I'm trying to share new channels that I find, um, or cool recipes that people are making, just to help out friends' channels, to help everybody out. Because like I said, cooking with Mel, um, she's awesome. She's on the other side of the planet. They were in Australia, or either New Zealand or Australia. I can't remember, but yeah. Let's see. I agree with you. Citrus Splash. It has an odd taste. Yeah, it's right there in the back, and I just don't know what it is. It's like it's familiar, but I can't put my finger on it. Yeah, I agree. I did not like the citrus flavor. It was a weird earthy flavor. The mango and berry are my top two flavors. The cocoa and caramels are yummy too. Okay, cool, cool. Somebody sent me we talked about it on one of our lives. Somebody sent me some of the caramel, the chocolate caramel element, and I'm looking forward to trying that. Um, I'm looking at doing something like getting stickers or something like that. So if somebody sends me something in a PO box, if they send me something, I can send them something back. That's what I'm going to try to do. I need to reach out and get in touch with Shauna. She made me some stickers, and I'm not sure what happened to those stickers. With a 5-year-old around, who knows where the stickers went, because she is a huge fan of stickers. So I may need to see if she can make me some more. Um, because I think if somebody takes the time to send us something, then we should take the time and send them something a little, even if it's a couple of stickers or something like that. I mean, it may not be much, but I mean, I just want to show my appreciation somehow, right? Love the caramel salt with hot with heavy cream right before bed. Yeah, we just tried it cold and it was good. So I imagine hot it's going to be really good as well. To me, it tastes like the taste when I was a kid and used to drink out of the garden hose. There's that. Yeah, there's that too. It's just something about it that just reminded me of being a kid, but I just, it's just like it's just too far away to put my finger on it. And it was driving me nuts. And I had to edit out a bunch of stuff when we were doing the video because I was just really thinking, I'm like, it's right there. I don't know. I gotta ask and see what maybe Chris put his feet in it or something. I don't know. All the salty and element are way too salty for me. I have to add way more water than tolerable. Well, that's the thing is like I think like with the salty so far, like 20 ounces is pretty good. Like 20 ounces, because they say 16, 20. I mean, even if you're doing like a 30 ounce, 40 ounce, if you're one of those Stanley Cup people, which I still think like the 32-ounce ones keep it just they keep the ice and everything much colder than like of course I have a Stanley knockoff, but it just melts so much faster. So, of course, you'd be talking about 4-0. I know you. I know how you roll. 40 ounces to freedom. Anyway, I'm also trying to decide about a members only chat, or like a members only stream chat, sometimes like once a month, something like that. I'd have to nail down like what night that would be. And I know Cindy says not Thursdays, but I don't have. I mean, Thursdays, like it might maybe Wednesday nights because they never really have anything going on Wednesday nights. But the problem is like Autumn and them go live at 8:30 to 9. So I'd probably have to do like 7 to 8:30 maybe or something like that. If you guys, if because I'm already doing a live stream on Saturday, Sunday, and Tuesday, and maybe once a month we do it on Wednesday night. I don't know. I'll put a community tab post out for my members and kind of get an idea of what week night would be best. I'd like to avoid Friday because there's that whole thing, and I know Cindy goes live, and there's other people going live. A lot of lives on Friday nights. A lot of lives on Mondays, like big lives that I don't want to compete with. But yeah. Whew. Yeah, John, when are you going to make your own channel, buddy? You can come on my channel and talk with me on a Saturday. I finally hit the bullet and I booked out my first April date. My buddy John, he's going to be on with me on April the 6th. I am trying to be a little bit cautious because if I'm getting a part-time job and I got to sit down with him and go, "Hey, I need you to give me a job, but I need all this weird time off." I'm like, I mean, I'm telling him I want part-time anyway. I don't want a lot of hours. Hopefully they'll, I mean, I could work like all like 1 o'clock Saturday till they close, 1 o'clock Sunday till they close, that kind of stuff. That's fine with me. Most of the time, unless there's like some kind of event that I need to go to, but that's fine as well. But yeah, so we'll have to see how that all goes. But yeah, so just bear in mind, gonna get an idea, start thinking in your mind what's a good night to do a member stream. Shannon and I can get on and maybe we could be a little more candid because it'll be private. It'll just be to the members. It won't go out to everybody else. Um, yeah, you got to remember though, a lot of people aren't as like goofy as me. And I mean, I would love to have people on. Like that's one thing on like the Saturdays. I wanted to have Saturday sit down people who don't necessarily have channels. But the problem with that is if they wanted to be on camera and be talking live, they'd have a channel most likely. Though there's a lot of work that goes into having a channel. A lot of work, a lot of stress, a lot of things that people don't necessarily want to deal with. Um, but yeah, Cindy can't read, so don't worry about it. But yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Uncle Big Guy in the house. Good morning, no sun. I don't know. It's been rainy here. Like just rainy, rainy, rainy here. Rainy and not cold enough to be like whatever. Hey now. Yeah. So I'm excited. It's like all the hype of KPL has got me so excited. And then I think about how far away it is and I want to cry. So yeah. But we have March meetups coming. There's a February meetup coming, May meetup coming, possibly me attending the Low Carb for Better Health in Tennessee. That'll just depend on how much money they're going to pay me at my job if I get said job. Um, yeah. So they do. It's a sporting goods store, and they have certain things that I am interested in that they sell, and they sell them 5% above cost. And Shander's already told me that I'm not allowed to buy any, and that bothers me. But anyway, I'll get to look at them at least. I'm not talking about fishing poles. Uh, yeah, I'm looking to see if there's going to be a live this morning. I don't see one yet. I was hoping that Jinder. Oh, there it's here now. It's at 9:30, so we will end just in time to go to that, so everybody can get there. And I imagine she'll probably give us some sort of update on KPL tickets and such. I was hoping that Jen Delaney was going to be here. I miss her. I haven't talked to her in a while. Um, I kind of feel like um, I need to text her later and check and make sure she's okay. Um, I just don't. I don't think I've talked to her all week. I try to make sure I at least see people in chats or talk to people on lives or that kind of thing. And then I just, yeah, various group chats. So try to make sure that everybody's good because we're a community. I made crispy pork belly last night, and it was well. I can't say it was delicious. I know it was delicious. I didn't eat any. I had made myself burger earlier, and then I made a crispy cheese wrap thing with pickles in it. Still on that pickle kick, pickle Rick. So, how was everybody's week? If everybody would share something cool that they got to do this week, Cindy already shared. She met someone, had someone come to her house. Um, and it's windy and rainy there. It's windy and rainy everywhere right now. I want it to be a little bit colder, which I know that everyone's like, what is wrong with you? But it's winter time and it's supposed to be colder right now. And to me, like if it's not colder when it's supposed to be colder, then that's a bad thing and it needs to be colder. So, yeah. So let me see what we did this weekend or this week. Um, well, the girl had strep throat. We sent her to school on Wednesday and she had us come pick her up and she was extra lovey and all that stuff. So, she was very achy and my belly hurts and all that. And we felt bad. And she got medicine and she went and got checked out to make, and she has strep. And then Shander went to get checked for all that and it came back negative, but we'll see how that goes. Oh, I felt a little icky yesterday, but not bad enough to really worry about it. Darth Carnivore says, almost done with brisket using new GE indoor appliance. You know, that sounds cool. I've never made a brisket. I do have a smoker, but it's like piled up with stuff in the garage. So hopefully we will be able to get that out and use that sometime in the near future. Lost 3.8 pounds this week, so I'm excited about that. Yes. All right. Way to go, Mr. Gugahan. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Are you doing anything different? I haven't weighed myself since I stopped my fast. That's always kind of one of those things where you're losing, 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 and you stop the fast and it starts to go back up again. And I just don't want that negativity in my life. Cindy, are you going to put his name on the spreadsheet for us so I can remember that his name is Charlie? All right. I'll post my brisket recipe, new Christmas tradition, no smoker needed. I have never need less sleep. That's the thing. So I don't know what it is. I can nap every day and I can sleep like 12 hours and then take a nap later. I don't know what it is. Everyone's always like, I don't need as much sleep. I just wake up and I'm awake. And I'm like, never been the case for me. So I imagine that some people are going to have that. I, for whatever reason, like, and I think it's me. It's like me. So like if I get up, so like when our granddaughter gets here at like 6:15 in the morning, if I don't go back to bed or lay down when she gets here and I do stuff, I'm usually good for most of the day. I may need to take like an hour siesta later, but like I'll usually lay back down and I'll sleep another like 5 hours. So it's probably on me, but like I find that I have no inability to sleep. I can just sleep as much as I want. So I don't know. And I've been keto like 8 years. So only time I've found that I've had a little bit of an issue sleeping is if I've done like an super extended fast, like talking about pushed out past 7 days. But I think then it's just a like a magnesium deficiency. I may not have been hitting my electrolytes as hard as I should have. I do take a lot of magnesium, and that's a good sleep thing. So I made a cool version of keto chow fudge, banana fluffer nutter. Apparently, it was good because I made it yesterday with all four of us eating it. It's almost gone. Mm. So Cindy says she sleeps better. I sleep well. I should be using my CPAP machine, but I'm a dum dum and I haven't been using it for a while. I need to break that out again. It's just annoying. I can't find that link. Please send it again later on. Okay. Let's see. Doing BBB and E challenge with Carnivore Kip and Carnivore Quest. Okay, 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 okay. All right. Okay. Oh, right. Now I do not know what they are, but I know there are two new flavors coming at Keto Chow. It's not a secret. It's not like sometimes they're going to release flavors and they won't even let you know that they're coming, and they hold us to like an embargo that there are new flavors coming. But Steve from Serious Keto has already made a couple of videos letting you know that there are new flavors coming. So I'm excited to see what those are because I was a big fan of his pecan sticky bun flavor. So I'm excited to see like what his creations are. I don't know if they're going to be savory or sweet, but I am really looking forward to seeing what they are. So be on the lookout for that. Eventually, we'll be making a video on those new flavors sometime in the future. I don't know when they're going to announce it, when or any of that stuff. Yeah. Oh, they're going to be announced. Released on February 7th. Okay. All right. I didn't know the dates. I mean, as an affiliate or whatever, I know that I have some on the way. So I will know shortly what they are, not today, but sometime this week. I don't know. And I got to keep that a secret until it's time to release them. So the actual flavors themselves, I won't be able to tell you what they are, but the fact that they are coming is not a secret like it normally is. So because Steve is like, "Hey, I've got 80 packets of this stuff. Let's give it away." So if you're curious, Steve from Serious Keto has a video up on his channel where he is going to be giving away some of those flavors in a contest. So be on the lookout for that. I don't know how many packets he's giving away. I know he's got 80 packets to give away, 40 of each. How many people he's choosing, I'm not sure. I think he may have mentioned it in the video, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I have slept a few times since then. So, Christy is here. Thank you for being here, Christy. All right. Christy is here. And if you're curious, Christy did sit down with me on a Saturday morning a couple of weeks ago. So if you want to go back and check that out, I am going to do a little pushing today because yesterday I sat down with a gentleman named Dave Dana. And I really, really enjoyed our talk yesterday. And it's not getting the views that I would hope. I hope that more people watch these and enjoy them because he had a lot of great things to say. He's a very positive individual, very in line with myself, with positivity first. So if you would be so kind as to make sure to give that a watch, I would greatly appreciate that. Um, so yeah, can't wait. Let's see. My 15-year-old son agreed to start keto and try for 30 days to see how his ADHD might be positively impacted. Today we start. That is so awesome. I know that there's a lot of like for me, there's been a lot of ability to keep my mood even. I may not always be in the best spirits. You know what I mean? You're not always like, yeah, da, 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 da. But I mean, like it's even. So like, if you're just living and going about your day, it's a nice even instead of being like, oh, happy, sad, happy, sad. So I know for me, like, I don't know if I've ever had ADHD. I don't know. Um, that wasn't really a thing when we were kids. And I know they're like diagnosing adults with that now, but I don't really know for sure. But that's one of those things like I think is, you know, has to be diet related. That was one of the things that when Shannon and I got together, we were talking about that. She's like, well, no, sugar doesn't cause hyperactivity in children. And I'm like, really? And I think that I mean it may not be the whole story, but I think it is a big part of it. So that's one of those things that I think I'm really curious to see how that plays out. Is he going to allow you to record anything? Is there going to be any kind of video documentation? Um, I'm just curious about that. You got a song. I usually sleep in on the weekends to catch up, but lately there's someone's live chats on Saturday and Sundays. That dude sounds like a dick. Don't watch him sleep. Now that's the thing is I never want anybody to like lose sleep or not get sleep because of me. And as I love my sleep. So I understand. You can watch the replay. I love having everybody in here interacting with me, but don't do it at your own, you know what I mean? Like, or watch and then take a nap. That's fine too. Watch and take a nap. That's a good plan. He's just a cool guy. Like, he was somebody that I hadn't really had a chance to interact with. I had just seen his posts. I've been following him for a good year or so now, and I wasn't sure how that was going to go. It's kind of like I was a little apprehensive about talking with Steve from Serious Keto because I hadn't really interacted with him outside of a couple of comments on his videos. But sitting down, just getting a chance to talk with people and make it long form, whether it's an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever we would end up doing, it's really nice to get a chance to sit down and get to know somebody even for an hour. And I got to sit down with Goody. I've got to sit down with all these wonderful people. And yeah, I get a little nervous because I'm like, well, how's this going to go? I want to make sure that it doesn't come off like silly or whatever. I want to make sure we're having a good conversation. I don't want it to seem like an interview necessarily. I just want it to be a good back and forth. We could talk about whatever, but get some information out there as well. So, well, be safe, Mr. Gugahan. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you soon, buddy. Okay? He is fine if I talk about it, but he doesn't like to be on camera. So I'll be documenting it in the form of what we eat and reporting what he tells me. I can also report his how his grades are as well. Okay, yeah, that's going to be super fun. Interesting, I should say. My daughter has ADHD. Cheesy eggs are about the only thing I've had success in sneaking in so far. I want to know, like, so it's outside of like ADHD, but I know that there's like, I saw a video the other day and it was about a woman making stuff for her daughter who has autism. and she'll only eat a specific type of macaroni and cheese, and she doesn't eat a lot of it at a time. So this lady was showing her life hack, how she keeps the noodles in a jar. Like she opens up multiple boxes, keeps the noodles in the jar, keeps the powder in a jar, so she'll make up just enough for the kid. And I'm just like, you can't tell if I didn't put a comment in the video or anything like that, because that's not going to be what changes somebody's mind. Me being in the comments saying, "Have you tried giving her just steak?" You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not a doctor or a healthcare professional, so why would she listen to me anyway? But I'm just as a spectator kind of thing in this thing where we're watching people put their lives on display, just like I'm doing here, where people are trying to make, either make themselves healthier, or they're trying to make their lives simplify. They're trying to find life hacks to make things easier, because we have increasingly busy lives. Even with all the modern conveniences, it still seems things get more and more hectic, and we're packing more and more and more and more into the time we have. So I'm always curious, because I know that there was a documentary that I saw on YouTube some years ago, where they were having an autistic girl, and they basically were she ate like the typical 5-year old, and they took that away from her, and basically, like, not starved her out, but like, just, she didn't want to eat what they were trying to feed her. They wanted to eat her like steak and eggs and meat and eggs and such like that, until eventually she just got hungry enough to where she ate it, and she was nonverbal. And then after a while of eating like the meat and eggs and such, she became or she started being able to communicate better. And I wonder why that's so, like, controversial. Like I said, we don't have kids in in that thing. I mean, I think I want to think that a lot of us are probably on the spectrum more so than we think. Maybe, I don't know for sure. I just don't. But I think it's as we learn more and more and more, and people are becoming more self-aware, we're going to see more of it. And I just want to know, like, how, yeah, it was magic pill, Evelyn. Where just I wonder, like, how we're not taking more into our own hands. And I know that people are doing that by trying to become vegan or pescatarian. It was something like Robert Downey Jr. just couldn't be vegan, so he's pescatarian, which means having fish. And I know that I've had friends that do that. They were like, "Well, we're just going to eat fish," and then they went vegan, and I'm like, "Well, how do you feel now?" I haven't had a chance to talk to them, because they don't want to talk to me about it. They were like, "Well, I don't want to talk to you about keto or anything like that." And basically, me being keto ruined our friendship, is what it feels like. And we had been friends for 20 plus years. So I'm always curious, like, why is it so divisive? And how did, like, becoming vegan become the de facto? And I know that that comes from some history with with like the turn of the century, like the turn of the 19th century. There were groups, like the groups that became like, well, that turned in and created the whole, like, Dianetics or whatever it was called, or whatever, that became like dietitians. Like, if you're going to become a dietitian or whatever, that all comes from, and they were like pushing like more plants and whatever, and eating less meat. Kellogg was less meat, let's eat more grains. But that was for a weird reason. There's just weird things out there that I think, like, over time, propaganda has pushed us away from what we should be eating. And it seems so weird that it's so divisive to say, you should probably, maybe, have you tried me eating meat and see how you feel? Have you tried cutting out sugar? Because, like, I'll see people like, I've cut out carbonation out of my diet, but I'm still drinking these drinks that have 85 grams of sugar in it. I still don't feel good. I mean, it's just one of those things, like, it's frustrating, but you can't argue with people about their diet. All I can do is what I'm doing, and create a place where we can talk about it. We're gonna have people on to talk about it, and I'm willing to have anybody on. I'm willing to talk to vegans, vegetarians, whatever, As long as they're going to have an actual conversation with me, and they're not just going to talk over me or yell at me or whatever. I don't want that. I want a positive discussion because I want to know truthfully, do you feel better? Truthfully, honestly, candidly, do you feel better with how you eat? Not did you feel better in the beginning and now you're eating and you don't feel so great, so now you're taking medicine. That's just kind of what I want to know. Those are just questions that I want to ask, and I guess we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so it's always a interesting thing to see like people talking with their kids, and you're having ADHD issues. Have you tried eating this way? Have you tried doing this? And people are so standoffish, like, I mean, even people that are like, oh, I want to do what you do, but I couldn't give up X, Y, or Z. I couldn't give up my bread. Okay. I'm not gonna fight you on it because I'm not gonna win that fight. You've already decided that you would rather have bread than feel better. You would rather be vegan than feel better, or you would rather be whatever it is than feel better. Whether or not doing what I do would make you feel better, because I don't know for sure. I just know that if you wanted to try it, you might. Because I can't make any guarantees. There are no guarantees. Because we know that there are people out there who probably do feel better being vegan. Long term results may vary. I don't know, honestly. I know there's people out there who just can't stand the taste of meat. They're just repulsed. I get it. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm super excited to hear more about this, Christy. So I'll be definitely watching and keeping tabs on that. So let me know. Maybe if I miss it, let me know. If I don't comment on the video, text me or something. My daughter, who's 8 years old, has asked me a few times if eating meat is bad for the planet. And it's a loaded question. Like, I saw a friend made a post on Facebook the other day. They're wanting to eat less meat because they don't like factory farming. And I'm like, I get it. I'm not a huge fan of factory farming either, but I can't afford to not eat it on two sides of the scale. I can't afford to go back eating how I was eating because it was killing me. And I financially can't afford to not eat it because I can't afford it, you know? So, I mean, it all just comes down to doing what you can, and hopefully we can come to, what I mean? Like, but I think about like factory farming isn't great for us, right? But then we look at cruise ships. They go through like 150,000 gallons of fuel a day. Airplanes, 1,000 gallons of fuel in a flight or whatever. And there's a million flights a day. We're arguing over our health for convenience. We're saying we would rather not eat meat so we can take airplanes and cruises. And I'm not saying that those things are bad. I'm not saying that we should stop taking cruises or we should stop utilizing airplanes, but should we be looking at alternative ways to make those things work? I'm sure we are. We haven't figured it out yet. That's how a lot of people will argue with me about electric cars. I am a big proponent of electric cars, and I would say Teslas, because other car manufacturers didn't put the adequate R&D into it. And they just slapped electric engines into their pre-made cars, thinking they were going to make a compelling offering, and they didn't. And I know that's not what this is about, but it is. It's like, they want to compete, and so they say we've got these vehicles that we didn't actually really put a lot of work into. We're just going to slap electric batteries in there, and some motors and some electronics, but it's going to be basically the same car as a gas engine. So, but you're not going to get really good range, and we're not going to be able to really give you a good price either. And we're going to lose $36,000 for every one we sell, and then we're going to complain that electric vehicles just aren't the way, instead of actually putting the work in and almost going out of business like Tesla did. I mean, that's like I've just been a company that I've followed since like 2007. I know whatever you feel about Elon Musk aside, I that's whatever. That's here or there, whatever. But anyway, try not to get on a tangent, but Yeah, I mean, it is it's a definite discussion to be had. And I think, can we be better? Yes. Is it difficult to be better? Yes. Was it difficult for me to switch from eating whatever I wanted to living a ketogenic lifestyle? Yes. It was terrifying. It was confusing. I didn't have a lot of information at the first. There was information and I utilized what I had. I mean, using podcasts, and then, it's not as robust as it is now with this communities that we have where I can sit here on a Sunday morning and talk with all of you wonderful people, and we can have discussions and we can talk about the minutia, because that's where we are now. We're more talking about the refinement of what we're doing for ourselves, not the overarching idea for the most part, but we're getting into the nitty gritty. But in the beginning, I didn't know what a carb was. Shannon and I were like, well, let's go look. Quinoa is healthy. How many carbs is in quinoa? And we started seeing like everything's basically 35 grams of carbohydrates per serving. Or, I mean, basically they're going by serving size. It seems to me by calorie count. Everything's like, oh, it's 100 calories. Or it's, whatever. It's only 2 tablespoons, or whatever. I mean, this nutrition labels and the way they manipulate them is fascinating and irritating and infuriating. I feel like I'm whining and rambling today, um, but some of the stuff just really gets under my skin because I think it is difficult to have a meaningful, valuable conversation about things without people getting upset. So, like a conversation is eating meat bad for the planet? If we were eating meat like we used to, no. Eating meat like we are now, it's probably still not as bad as airplanes, cars, boats, trucks, and factories and all that stuff. I think we can't see the forest for the trees. We're willing to give up eating meat as a society before we try to fix the larger problems, because those larger problems are convenience for us. And meat is seen as scary where we can just eat mac and cheese and ramen noodles. I don't know. But I mean, even this, like you said, it's like friends and classmates, because it's in the zeitgeist. It's just been propagated so long that meat's bad, meat's bad, meat's bad. You're gonna have a heart attack. You're eating meat, gonna have a heart attack. When that doesn't even make sense. How many heart attacks did our ancestors have? I mean, probably some had to. Law of large numbers, millions of years, thousands, hundreds of thousands of years, whatever. Just one of those things that it probably happened. We're going to see carnivores having heart attacks because we don't know where they were prior to being a carnivore. There's been videos out there. I had a stroke on carnivore. I had this, I had that, but we don't know what was going on in your body before you had that. We don't have enough information. We don't have enough information to define causality from causation from correlation and causation is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. Let's see. We had a dairy cow come to our school and they told the kids all about how they reuse the methane to make energy and a bunch of other sustainable stuff they do. It was cool. Now, how widespread is that? That's something that I'd be interested in. I have not read that. So if it's just coming out now, I'd have to look at the source. Um, and I'd be curious to see like what the realistic aspects of that are. And the word attacked. is one of those things that's kind of questionable to me because you have to understand that this humanoid robot, from what I've seen, doesn't appear to be sentient at all. So I don't know how it could attack anyone unless it was programmed to, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Not to say that it's impossible, but there's just a lot of weird little things in there that just I'd have to find the article and look it up, and see one who published the article, because that's going to make a difference. Um, who wrote it? Is it a editorial? I think we get lost in some of that too, where we read all these editorials and it's basically just an opinion piece, and we take it as, well, that's the fact. Well, no, that's, and I mean, so I haven't heard of it, and I follow a lot of Tesla stuff, even people who are not so pro Tesla, because I'm a person, I'm like, well, why don't you like the product? Why, I mean, I'm a Tesla investor. Um, so um so yeah, I'm just curious about that. I mean, I would be curious to know all that fun stuff to see what it's actually going on. I'm hoping, let's see, I hope that having 163 pounds since February 22 has made an impression on my daughter that maybe eating meat can be good. I just asked her if meat is healthy and she said yes. Yeah. I mean, that's one thing we tried doing with our having, with our granddaughter. Primary, try to get her to eat eggs. She calls it mac and cheese, but it's actually cottage cheese. She calls cottage cheese mac and cheese. That was confusing at first. We figured it out. And then, we do give her little things like chicken nuggets. Some we try to get the cleanest ones we can find, but they still have like panko or whatever on them. She's definitely not a little keto she's more keto than most kids her age, probably. She doesn't really like sweets or candy. I do get some of the smart sweet sucker. She likes those. They're not overly sweet. Um, I got some of those on sale a while ago, so I got like 4 bags of them. She doesn't get them, doesn't even ask for them very often. She doesn't drink juice. She either drinks water or milk. She doesn't like chocolate milk or juices or anything like that. She'll have a popsicle sometimes. I try to get her like low sugar popsicles, like in the summertime when it's hot outside. Um, she's not a big. She liked meat and steak when she was a baby, but I think as she's gotten a little older, the texture is not her favorite. Like that's the last thing. Like we'll get her a cheeseburger Happy Meal because kids love Happy Meals, and I mean they're not great for them, but you know, and I know we're getting it for her sometimes, but that's just whatever. But um, she'll eat the bread, the cheese, and then the meat will lay there sometimes. So I don't know what it really is. It's just a phase I think they kind of go through, but hopefully we'll see. It's a program offered by California dairy farmers, so probably widespread in our state since we're a big dairy state. I remember one time we were going up I-5. We were we some buddies of mine, we were going up. We had flew into Vegas for a week, like a vacation, spent a couple days in Vegas, and then we drove to Riverside. Then we drove to Los Angeles. We stayed a night in Riverside with some friends, and we went to Los Angeles and stayed with a friend of ours. And then we were driving up to San Francisco up the I-5. And I remember like we smelled the cattle lot miles and miles before we ever saw it. And then all you see like off to the left, off to the right is just for miles just cows. And I was like, those are the California happy cows that we see in the commercials. California cows are happy cows. And they show like a big green field with like 4 cows. And you're like, okay. So the California cows got it good. And then you see it, and you're like, no, they don't. I mean, cows don't care. But I mean, I don't know how long those cows are in those kind of lots. I just don't know. Um, there was like a content creator on like TikTok and YouTube Shorts and all that stuff who was making this dairy cow stuff. And I was like, thought he was really humane. And he was like, yeah, we feed him this stuff. It's like chaff and it's all this stuff. And it's like, can mix the grain in and like, yeah, like talking about how they'll feed Skittles and candy bars and stuff to these cows. And I'm like, but that's not what they would eat in normal life. They're never going to be like, oh, put him in the Skittle field. And he's like, we do it. It's normal. And I'm like, but is it good for the cow? I understand that it's normal. A lot of things we do that's normal, that's really bad for us. I mean, look up until recently, it was normal for your parents to smoke in the car with you with the windows rolled up. My grandma did it. I mean, my mom didn't smoke, but my grandma, we were going on like road trips with my grandma. Her and her boyfriend or whatever would like smoke all the way there. 8 hours. Just windows, whatever, just eyes on fire. That was just normal. It was normal. I don't know. I kind of get off on a lot of tangents today. It's not my intention, but you guys showed up. Yeah, that is crazy. I'm experimenting with avoiding cheese currently to see if I could lose a few more pounds, very close to a comfortable weight and body composition. That's amazing. I mean, I'm not saying giving up cheese is amazing because it's not. I love cheese, but it's amazing that you're willing to do whatever you're going to do. So that's the thing. Like, so like White Oak Pastures and those regenerative farms, it took them a long time to go from being a regular factory farm into being a regenerative farm and even being able to control and maintain a big enough a head count to make their business viable. I know the guys from White Oak Pastures, they've been on like Rogan and a couple other podcasts and live streams and stuff. And there's just a lot that comes along with that where, you know, I think it's just kind of out of the realm of possibility to quickly and easily switch over factory farming to regenerative farming. There would have to be some kind of law passed, and I don't see that ever happening because that would cause. I'm sure that the beef ranchers and all that stuff would probably be really against it, even though it'd be better for their cows. So I don't know if that would ever actually happen or not. We the people would have to demand it with our wallets and put more money. The more money you put into grass-fed beef and such, the more they'll do it. But then again, who's regulating what's truly grass-fed, grass-finished? You know, I'm okay with grass-fed, grain finished to a degree because like, oh, the cow's not going to live all. I'm going to eat the cow. Cows don't live through me eating it. So I mean, there is some of that, but yeah. I'm going to interview my local rancher on February 10th. I ordered a grass-fed finished steak, lover's box. I'm excited to see what I get. Oh, that'll be fascinating. I was really interested. It was really interesting. A news report. Don't remember which station. A worker shut down two other robots for maintenance, and the robot sliced him up bad enough that he had to go to the hospital. That's so. Was it one of the humanoid robots, like one of the Optimus robots, or was it like one of like the robots that put the cars together? That's what I would be curious about because I don't know how long they've been working on Optimus. I imagine it's been a while. So I guess we'll see. I need to look that up after the stream. I'll look it up. Okay, I'll look that up. Yeah. So I mean, it's difficult to have any kind of nuanced discussion because a lot of us don't know enough, and then we're getting information from, we don't know what's a legitimate practice versus like a shady practice. You have like farmers that seem like, oh, this is how we do it, and this, they're not treated bad and da 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 da, but it's like you're feeding them Some are feeding him Skittles and Snicker bars. And I'm like, that's then we're gonna I know it's so weird, but like, I don't know. There's just so much I don't know. Like, you know, yeah. Yeah, I'll take a look and see. It seemed like I would see some kind of video about that. Like there would be some kind of video going out around about that on YouTube because I follow enough Tesla stuff that it seemed like that would be something that would have come across my radar by now. Yeah, 100%. I'll share it out on my community tab when I see it. So let me know when it does come out just in case I miss it. And if when you let me know, I'll share it out on my community tab. Because we talked earlier about the community tab. Again, it's one of those things that I want to make sure that I'm utilizing it the way that benefits you guys the most. I like sharing out videos and content from smaller creators, people that I find interesting and helpful. Bigger creators too. I'm not, I'm not, I don't think that sharing out a big creator is like, it doesn't, if they're interesting enough, I'm going to share it out. Like I said, if you see it, just see my community tabs, hit the like because otherwise I don't know what's going on. I can look back at my tabs and there's no likes on them. I don't know if people just didn't see it. Um, I'll see some community tabs pop up from other creators, and they'll have like 1,000 likes. And it's not like I'm trying to get likes. I just want to see basically so I know that people are seeing it. Because right now I don't know if you guys are seeing it or not. Because like I said, I don't know how to dig into the analytics to see if it'll even show me if people can see it or not. Let me look here and let me see. Yeah, I can look here and it just shows me comments 0, likes 0, but it doesn't show me how many views, how many eyeballs were on it, how many people scrolled by. And so I have no real frame of reference. Taking my to go coffee to church with me. All y'all say hi to Autumn for me. I will. Have a great one. Be safe. I'm excited. I already have one with pasture raised egg farmer. I didn't have my mics yet, so the chickens had a say. That's pretty neat. Good morning, Danny. Thank you so much for being here, sir. You were on yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to touch onto your question. And I know that because you were asking yesterday and you were wanting some help with um or guidance or whatever, like being at like wherever and picking up the candy bars and such. And I've been thinking about that and how I handle that is I'm the primary person who does the grocery shopping in the house. So I'm the one that goes to all the grocery stores. Chandra and I hardly go out together on a regular basis. We used to go out far more frequently together than we do now. Um, Normally I'll drop her off at Goodwill and then I'll go grocery shop and then go back and pick her up and then we'll go home. So I'm the one that is interacting with all the stuff. It's almost like if she does go grocery shopping with me, we ended up bringing home more bad stuff than I go by myself. Not putting that on her, but then the two of us are like, "Oh, that looks good. Oh, that looks good. You want to get it? Okay." I have someone to bounce it off of. And sometimes she's like, "No, we don't need to," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." But as far as like, even with things that I have in the house, I have an idea of what do I want? How do I want to feel? And I look at things and I'm like, how is that going to help me? Is it going to be a detriment to me? Is it, and this is all in the split seconds. This isn't like long drawn out walking around thinking about it for an hour. But I see things like that. I'm like, oh, that would be good in the short term. But like it, like, and I think of like I look at candy and I'm like, man, that might make my teeth hurt. The sweetness of it might, cause me to have some tooth pain that I don't know about. Um, and there's just a lot of things that I think about, a lot of moving parts in that. So, I mean, I think about that, and I think about how easily it is to pick it up because I used to go to the grocery store after work, get groceries for dinner, and I would be in checkout line, and I would kind of start getting that little low feeling like, ooh, I'm like, I haven't had anything to eat today, or I haven't had anything in a while. I better get two candy bars to eat on the way home so I know I'm good. So I get my blood sugar up. And that kind of sticks with me because I don't have that issue. Like one day, like I was at the grocery store and it had been a long day, and I was kind of feeling that way a little bit, but I got some beef jerky, like the jerky sticks instead. And I think that was a better choice. But I mean, that stuff kind of calls to because especially now, there's almost always new stuff that I see that I'm like, they didn't have that when I was eating this stuff. Oh, they didn't have that. That looks really good. Oh, that's a cool flavor of Kit Kat. I but you know what I mean? Those are things that I think about. And I feel your pain. Like I understand, that it's easy to want to pick those things up when you see them because they're literally everywhere. Like chips and candies and at least with sodas, there's like diet soda. And every once in a while, the checkout line, there might be one little bag of pork rinds or something, but it's like not the cleanest pork rinds. So there's all these things. Yeah. It's just one of those things. Like, I don't know. My best advice is when you're looking at that kind of stuff, think about how is it going to move you forward? Like, how is that going to make tomorrow? How's it going to make later in the evening? Like, for me, like, I don't want to go back to like hiding that I'm eating food. Because, like, it's not that I would hide eating food, but like I would eat stuff and feel shameful and all that stuff. And I don't want that again. So all that kind of creeps into my mind. And I don't know what your past is and what you've gone through. But yeah, so there's a lot of that stuff. So yeah. I don't know if that's helpful. Maybe if you want to reach out to me and we can talk and like, in chat or whatever, and we can talk a little more about that in depth because I think it's a very nuanced and it's a valid question because it's one that we're all kind of faced with. All of us go to the grocery store. All of us see the candy bars. All of us see the chips, the cakes, the cookies. We see all of it, and we've probably all had that moment of weakness, and we've bought it and ate, and had it. How do we avoid that? It's nuanced. It's not going to be the same every time. Sometimes you're going to see it and go, "I'm good," and sometimes you're just like, I understand. It's the same thing with me and like sometimes McDonald's as not good as it is, sounds fantastic. So, yeah. Keely Chow is here. Thank you so much, Keely, for being here. I appreciate you so very much. Good morning. We're just talking, having our coffee. I've been asking people what kind of cool things happened to you this week. Um, Talking about all kinds of stuff. Yes. The old gotta go get the blood sugar up. I used to have to deal with that all the time. Now I'm super even. Yeah, like just be like, oh, like kind of feeling woozy. Oh, better eat some candy bars. You get two candy bars because you know what? I'm a big boy. I got to get all that blood sugar up. So I probably went from being like a little low to like in the 300s, 400s, who knows, a lot. Looking forward to meeting folks in person at the Smoky Bones next Saturday. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited for that. That's going to be February the 3rd. If you are interested, you need to reach out to Sabrina Cagle on one of the groups that she's in on Facebook. Uncle Big Guy says, I call yellow yolk eggs as factory made and orange yolk eggs as natural. I've had natural, I've had like farm, like someone eggs from backyard, and they were just look like regular eggs from the grocery store. So I don't know. I haven't really had those really, really bright eggs to try them out. So I don't really know much about a difference. All right, Stacy. Thank you for being here, dear. Have a good day. and we'll see you soon. Yeah, I'm hiding eating food like I used to hide drinking alcohol. Yeah, I mean, I've been there. So it's just one of those things like you just kind of have to it's so nuanced because you can't just say just don't do it because it's way more difficult than that. And again, like the whole thing for me like this year is consistency over perfection. I mean, if you go to the grocery store 20 times and you get candy bar once, I would consider that a win. I mean, yeah, so we could talk more about that. Others can chime in as well. I know we've all kind of been there. I never really hid drinking alcohol, um, luckily for me, but I would rather have chocolate milk than alcohol, which probably wasn't better. I would drink like a half gallon of chocolate milk. So I don't know if that was better or whatever, but JJ in the house. Good morning. How are you? Cindy and Brian are coming next Saturday. All right. Um, yeah, I mean we've all had that. Like I would just eat in my room, like I because I live with my grandma. I would take care of my grandma, and I would just go and come home. Even when I was cooking my own food, I was making terrible choices, and I would go eat by myself because even sitting there with her was embarrassing, and she didn't care. She didn't judge me, but I would still go to my room and eat my corn dog nuggets and my pizza rolls and dip it in my macaroni and cheese and just have the worst food and literally lay in my bed feeling like I was going to explode. Like if I breathed too hard, I would just literally pop because I would eat till I was so full I couldn't stand it. And I would lay there till that would subside for a little while, and I'd go get some ice cream all by myself. So, you know, I've I've been there. Even like on New Year's Day, I went out to my friend's New Year's Eve, had more to drink than I should have, got up in the morning, went and got White Castle. Now, the win with that, the win that I'm going to call this a win because instead of getting like 4 or 6 double cheeseburgers and a sack of fries, I got 2 and a sack of fries. So I consider that a win, even though it's really not. But I think you have to look at like where you were and where you are, and I talked about that with alcohol. We talked about that yesterday with Dave Dana. Drinking alcohol lowers inhibition. I don't drink a lot of alcohol. Typically, if I'm drinking alcohol, something really bad's happened, like I've lost somebody, like someone's passed away, or we're on a beach somewhere and we're on this, something frozen and fruity, relaxing at the pool, whatever. That doesn't happen all that often. We don't have hanging out on the beach all the time money. So when you do drink and you drink to excess, like I did New Year's Eve, which is very abnormal for me, that lowers your inhibitions. It makes going and stopping at White Castle easier to do. But, then I went and did a 7-day fast. The 7-day fast was planned anyway. It wasn't like I was doing it in retaliation to drinking too much and then having the White Castle. The 7-day fast was a interesting 7 days because it wasn't a hard fast, but I just had like the residual like belly was bothering me because of that food and the alcohol. It felt like I just felt icky for like a few days because I hadn't drank like that in so long. Put a mini fridge in the basement when I was drinking so I could have beer without wife knowing. Wow. Okay. I've got a mini fridge in my office, like right over here, and it's empty. I should unplug it. But I used like when I was working from home and sitting in here all the time, I'd have it sitting next to me and I would fill it full of waters and whatever and energy drinks and whatever I wanted. I would just have them all sitting in there. But yeah, alcohol is just one of those things that I never really had. Food was way worse for me. So I would be surprised if I didn't have like fatty liver. from food. I mean, and I didn't drink because I didn't like drinking with my food, like having like a glass of whiskey or a glass of beer with food didn't taste right. So I never did it. So, but that meant I would just rather eat more food. When I was in high school, I would not eat at school because I associated eating with being fat. I was bullied and picked on a lot. I got home and binged. Cereal was my biggest weakness. That's the thing is I was talking last night to Shander. I got one of those double boxes of cereal, the cereal that they have at Costco now. It's not cereal school, it's Magic Spoon. It's a very good consistency. It really smells and tastes like cereal. Um, I was up and kind of like bloated and like indigestion last night. I didn't sleep very well because of it, but it was very good. Cereal, I was like, I wish I could go back in time and never have cereal as a kid because cereal is one of those things that like you could literally eat a whole box and still be hungry, but it's so good, but so bad. So that's the thing is like I would eat at school, but I wasn't as big as I got after school. I was kind of a bigger kid all the way through school. So like one of the things that I remember being in middle school and wearing a 2X t-shirt in school and being afraid that I wasn't going to be able to find clothes that fit me after middle school. Like I'm going to go to high school and be bigger. How am I going to find clothes if I'm already stretched to what the biggest thing that Kohl's sells now? How am I going to find clothes that'll fit me later? And now in the 90s, I think a double XL was probably an XL now. And what would be a triple X would be a double X now, and on, so on. Because you can look at the sizes and it'll say double X, and you can look at like the chest and whatever, and it'll be smaller numbers back then. But that was a legitimate fear that I had. I would still binge. Like I remember going out and just feeling shame sometimes. So I would just go home and eat by myself. So yes, binging food. Um, yeah. I luckily I've been able to kind of get away from that and replace it with better options and I don't feel hungry. I can miss a meal and not even notice it sometimes. Sometimes I get so busy throughout the day that I forget to eat. Because I'll get up in the morning and make the girl breakfast. I'll make Shander breakfast to make our coffees. I'll have my coffee, and then it'll be 6, 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. And I'm like, oh, I better eat. I haven't eaten today. I just had my coffee. So I like my inhibitions. I uh I do too. Like I like being able to control myself. Like I just like having control over my own body. So that's a big important thing for me. Um one thing I haven't done today is say thank you to all of my wonderful members. I'm just going to put this on the bottom here so we can shout out all the amazing members that we have. Lovely, lovely people that support me in this channel. Kate says I recently saw an influencer who is using pork rinds as cereal. Is it really good? A bowl of pork rinds and sprinkle of allulose and 2 tablespoons of heavy cream mixed with a quarter cup of water for milk. I haven't tried that, but when we first started, I would go and I would get the Mac plain pork rinds from Walmart, like the yellow bag, and I would sort them out because like there's like the really crunchy hard ones, and there's like the floofy ones. I would pull out all the floofy ones, mix up butter, and I would shake butter, salt, and cinnamon on them, and then we would eat those as like a dessert. Obviously, we would use monk fruit or whatever sweetener was around at the time, and that's what we would do. Um, I don't know how I feel about the cereals aspect of that. I'm not sure I want that. I don't know. Um, we do. If you're interested, I am an affiliate with Porking Good Pork Rinds. They have like an apple cinnamon pork rind, a cinnamon churro pork rind. They have a butterscotch pork rind and a birthday cake pork rind. Um, My personal favorite 2 are the apple cinnamon and the butterscotch. The butterscotch is surprisingly delicious. It's surprisingly my favorite one. You can I think you can find links to that in the description below. You can get a discount, and it helps out the channel as well. That might be good. And pork rinds are good because they're all floofy. There's very few of those really hard, crunchy pieces. Um, but as always, with anything that I promote, if you can find it in stores cheaper, please do that. If you can find it on Amazon cheaper, do that. I have an Amazon affiliate as well, but I don't get very much from that. It's like literally like a penny for every dollar, um, if that. Um, but like I said, anything that I have an affiliate, if you can get it cheaper somewhere else, do it. But if my discount and that helps you and it's cheaper, then by all means that supports us. Um, so it even snaps. That's yeah, I think I've seen some footage of that. I'm just like, okay, I just don't know how I feel about it. Maybe with like the apple cinnamon, um, pork and good pork rinds might be really good on that. That might actually be good. I did try the Magic Spoon cereal my first year doing keto because tech YouTuber was promoting it. Yeah, I know. Like Magic Spoon, I think I looked at being like an affiliate with them, but they had some very strict sell through, because it's good. It's a good cereal, and I thought about maybe trying to promote them, but because there was a guitar YouTuber that I like, and he was promoting them for a while, so I looked at what it would take, and you had to sell so much, otherwise they would just not work with you. And I doubt that I would be able to sell enough for them to work with me because I'm not going to push it. I mean, if they were to do a sponsored video, then I would do a sponsored video. But doing the affiliate stuff, I mean, I know it helps me out, but also I know how expensive everything is and how tight of a budget it is and how much better whole foods are for most people. But like I said, like if there's something you want, just check my links below, see if there's anything that you're interested in. I'm never gonna push it hard or be like, "You need to buy it," because that's just not the case, because I know that stuff's expensive, and I'm always like, if you live near somewhere where you can get it cheaper from the grocery store, do that. There's no reason to buy it from me because, I mean, realistically, that amount that you're gonna what I would get from it's not gonna really change much for me. It'll help me, but it's not gonna make a difference in the long run because usually it's like $3 if you buy like a big order or something like that. So it's not a lot, but I mean, every little bit helps. But that's why I'm willing to promote those items that we actually utilize. Like they had a big sale like last month and or this month I think it was, and we bought some. We bought like a big box. I got some sour cream and onion ones and some of the two sweet flavors we like. But, yeah, I would Magic Spoon cereal is good. It's just really expensive, and like I said, I would promote them, but or become an affiliate, but they just had a very strict and out of my league kind of structure that would mean I probably wouldn't work with me anyway. I don't think I'm a big enough channel. Like, that's like where Element will only work with channels who have at least 10,000 subscribers, and, but my understanding is they pay very well for sponsored content. Like, I can't give out numbers because I've never heard them firsthand from creators. But from what I've heard, to be full transparent, like that would literally be like getting like you see a creator getting like an element like sponsorship. That's big. That's big money. I mean, it's enough to make a difference. So like I would I mean, I'm an affiliate with Salty, but I know that if I was an affiliate, if Element was sponsoring the channel, I wouldn't be able to promote Salty. I would be upset about that, but I mean that's decent money and they're both great products. So that's just the kind of thing like as a creator and you start getting more and more subscribers and more watches, and I think this is something that most creators don't really talk about unless you're looking at the niche of content that helps creators and kind of walks you through this type of stuff. You don't kind of get that backdoor look at like, like, yeah, I'm an Amazon affiliate. I think in 3 years I've made $14 from Amazon. It's what it is. Um, I mean, like realistically with YouTube, I make like $1.50 a day, maybe. So, I mean, that's why that kind of stuff is important. So, all those pork and good brines are so good. They are so good, and they're like 6 total carbs for a bag or whatever it is. So it's not all the time, but it's good for sometimes. So yeah. Thank you for being here, Pam. I appreciate you. Oh yeah, I'm sure it's a trigger. It's a trigger for me, but at least it's one of those things that like I can have it and then I'm still not going to go buy the so it's I have to be careful. But Costco sells it now double bag for like $11 or something like that. Element, I figured they just sponsored everyone because everyone and their mom's dog post videos sponsored. Skip through every single one, by the way, mainly because I see it some because those sponsored videos, they're paying for that spot. They're paying like from what I understand, depending on the size of the channel, like a paycheck, like a legitimate like paycheck amount of money, depending on the size of the channel and the reach that channel has. So I'm not going to fault any creator for who's trying to, supplement their income with an ad like that. And and I know they're everywhere. And so like that's why I would be fully transparent. Now, if I was being sponsored by them, I couldn't tell you how much they were paying me. That would be a contractual obligation that I would have to keep quiet on that because obviously, that's how those contracts work. But I don't know if they would continue to work for me. I don't know if enough people would click through and buy from me. I don't know. I mean, I'm also like not even at 5,000 subscribers yet. So, like I said, like I try to be transparent with all of my followers because if I do grow and you start seeing these types of advertisements from me, like this video sponsored by Element or whatever I would say, then you would understand that they're paying me. Like, if I'll put it this way, I'm going to be getting a part time job soon. If Element were to sponsor me, I probably wouldn't need to get that part time job. I say probably because I've never been privy to exact figures, but I've heard whisperings of what they pay. And I'm sure that other content creators and other platforms and and like the people that do like those weird mobile games and stuff, they probably pay relatively well as well. So, I mean, running a YouTube channel isn't free. Um, I got to pay for a website. I got to pay, I mean, there's all that stuff, all this stuff that happens. So, yeah, Joe and Rachel aren't sponsored by them because they wouldn't be able to promote other products. They wouldn't be able to promote Salty, which they work close with Keto Chow, and they wouldn't be able to. This is my understanding. They wouldn't be able to promote. I know they've promoted and talked about Redmond Relight and such in the past too. So I think there would be some kind of thing like that. Yeah, I get it. I mean, they're not offering a lot for the subscriber. So, like, if you're ordering it through them and you get just a sample pack, I've had them send me sample packs without ordering from them before. I've sent me sample packs to give out. So, yeah, I understand that it may not seem like that great of a deal, but I mean, you look at it from the creator's perspective, the ones that are that are getting sponsored, that's allowing them to pay their mortgage, maybe. So, I mean, YouTube is very difficult and there's not, I mean, you can look at like Mr. Beast and people like that who make tons and tons of money. I mean, that's what I just like. If you're looking at that, I'm never upset with a creator that's promoting something that I think they're actually using. Now, do I think all these people are playing these mobile games? No. I, I don't have any, I don't play games, and I'd be hard pressed to promote a mobile game because it doesn't fit with what I do here. Element, I utilize Element. I've purchased Element on my own. I would promote Element if they were paying me. I mean, I talk about Element even though they're not paying me, but I'm not also, getting any kickback or that or whatever. Yeah, I'm not a fan of citrus either. And like I said, we're always going to be honest about anything. So my thing is hopefully we've built a relationship with you all that follow us. When we do a review and we say that we like it, that we're truthful. Like it was when the peppermint came out, the keto chow peppermint came out, Chandra liked it to the point where I was in another I was chatting in another live stream, and Chris Bear was in that chatting in the live stream as well. And he said, I heard that Chandra liked peppermint. I guess I'm doing something wrong. So, I mean, was we are notoriously not fans of most things. So we try a lot of products and we don't like a lot of them. So when we try a product and we say that it's good, and that's like if we like it and we have an opportunity to promote them or be an affiliate and we really like it, then we will. Like I said, I would like for this to become a sustainable thing that I do. But, that's very difficult. I've been doing it for like 4 years. Um, because I love interacting with everybody. And I'm going to continue to do this, whether I'm making money or not. It'll just be harder to do because I mean, like, I do need to get a part-time job. The girl's getting older and she's going to be going to kindergarten and being gone, so I have more time. Um, my stint of being a stay-at-home grandpa is kind of coming to an end. She's in preschool now, 3 days a week. So as she grows up, then I have more time to hopefully spend doing this as well as finding work elsewhere. So, you know, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you all? So yeah, like I said, like if you see like that I'm all of a sudden sponsored by a company, and I'm like, anytime you see, this video was sponsored by and I'm reading an ad in the middle of my video, they're paying me something and it's going to be hopefully significant because I mean, even if it's not, I mean, like, I don't know, it would, like I said, I'm going to do my best to always be as transparent as I can because I understand that I'm building a relationship with everyone and I want to make sure that I'm not just seen as somebody peddling products because that's so far from the case. I want to make sure that I'm giving something for everybody that's some kind of discount that I can, what I know that Element gives you the free whatever it is. And it's a long way off before they'd ever work with me. Because I'm nowhere, I'm like halfway to 10, I'm not even halfway to 10,000 subscribers. And then, am I getting enough views? Like right now, I'm looking at my analytics and I'm like 450,000 views for the channel in 4 years. So not the biggest fish in the sea, but um, so that's just one of those things. If you see that, and if anybody ever has questions, reach out to me. I'll be as forthright as I can. I use YouTube Premium as well because as much content as I consume here, I would be watching ads from here till who knows when. So I am very spoiled in the fact that the only ads I see are the ads that are in the middle of people's videos. And I understand why they're there. So I try not to fast forward through those. Not that that makes a huge difference, but I know, like, you know, they've got to make a living. Hopefully one day I can make a living doing this. It's just a very long, long process. Oh, I'm so glad you were able to catch me live. I'm going to be here for about another 8 to 9 minutes because we're going to go because at 9:30 Eastern time, um, Autumn and Richard go live on Sundays on their channel, Watch Autumn Keto. Um, and I imagine they're going to give us hopefully some update on tickets that are left for Keto Palooza. If you guys are interested in Keto Palooza tickets, check the description below. I am not an affiliate. I get no kickback, but I did put the two different discount codes you can use to get something off of those tickets. Should you choose to go to Ketopalooza in October, tickets for those are going to be selling out fast because the early bird tickets that were for people who have been before sold out in less than 24 hours. That was 100 tickets. There's only going to be a total of 350 tickets available. With that's including the early bird tickets. So that well, those sold out in less than 24 hours, leaving 250 tickets to sell by October. And I imagine that they're selling much faster than they did last year. So if that is something you're interested in, and again, as I said at the beginning of the video or the beginning of the stream, I am promoting this not because I get any kind of monetary kickback or anything like that, just because I will be in attendance. It's a lot of fun. And the more people that I can get to go, the more of you I get to hang out with. That's what I'm here for, to get to hang out with you guys. Discount code is PhD for a proper human diet or 2KK for two crazy ketos. So two crazy ketos are kind of the MCs. They start the show on Saturday, and PhD is Ken Berry. He closes the show on Saturday. So she put those two out there, so they're easy. That should get you a ticket for $199, I think. Then there's taxes and fees, so you can't get away from those taxes, fees, and death. That's all we've got. So yeah, if you want to get a ticket, it's either PhD or 2KK. Like I said, I don't even have a discount code. Otherwise, I would provide that. That would just show who is sending people the traffic to buy the tickets. They don't get any kickback from that either. So they're just speakers. So yeah, like I said, I just want to make sure that everybody understands that those tickets are selling vastly faster than they were last year. Last year, I bought my ticket midsummer, something like that, and there were still like cheap, like early bird tickets available. Maybe maybe not. There were like hotels available at the time and all that stuff. So yeah, if you can get a ticket sooner rather than later, I know some of money is difficult these days. Trust me, I know. Um, but I was able to get my ticket. I have my hotel booked. Um, but yeah, so I'm going to be talking about this until it sells out because I want to make sure that anybody who wants to go gets to go because once it's sold out, there'll be a wait list. Last year, I did help people. There was a couple people who came out to me and said, "Hey, I'm not going to be able to make it. Can you help make sure these tickets get to a good home?" I helped three tickets make good homes. My buddy Adam got a ticket, and then Lindsay Murphy and her husband used tickets. So yeah. So if you're not familiar, Perrin family, I'm sorry, I forgot your name. I need to write it down because I try to remember everybody's names. Um, Ketopalooza is an event in Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, in October. I think it's going to be the 11th through the 13th. Tickets are on sale now. I think they're $200. Hotel at the Galt. It's at the Galt House. Tickets for booking that room is a little expensive. I'm not going to lie. And they charge parking, it's like $30 a night for parking on top of that. So 3 nights, that's $90 on top of your hotel stay. So definitely something to plan for and look forward to. But again, as I said, tickets are not going to be around all that long. So be mindful. But with that being said, I'm going to get ready to go and catch Autumn and Richard live here in a few minutes. I'm going to end the stream here so I can go to the restroom before they start. I appreciate every single one of you, all of you that come in here and talk with me every Sunday morning, those who come show up and talk with me on Saturdays, those who show up and talk with us on Tuesdays, all of you, each and every one that are a member of this channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. From the bottom of my heart, sending love to each and every one of you. We will see you next Tuesday. Let's go. Go over to Autumn and say hi to Autumn and Richard.